Tools change constantly, but the fundamental human need for trust never does. When it comes to conversion, authentic social proof still moves the needle more than anything else. You can spin up very polished-looking testimonials today with just a couple of smart prompts. However, people fundamentally still buy from other people, and that core behavior hasn't changed at all. The actual goal isn't there to replace that valuable human story with synthetic content. It is about scaling and sharpening that story without completely stripping the essential humanity out of the final product. Let's do a quick introduction because context really does matter for what we're about to discuss. I'm a self-taught performance marketer who has spent a decade running creative for various brands and creators. I initially cut my teeth by editing videos and producing small, focused shoots for clients. I later transitioned fully into the world of high-level creative strategy for larger campaigns. I have successfully worked across both traditional agency environments and fast-paced in-house teams. Over the years, I've managed sizable budgets and learned what truly moves the needle in performance marketing. I have watched firsthand how content formats have continuously evolved over time. We've moved from raw, simple customer shoutouts to the massive TikTok-era UGC wave we saw. Now we are operating in a completely new post-AI creative landscape that demands new thinking. The last few years specifically taught me that the creative process matters far more than any single shiny new software feature. If you don't intrinsically speak the creative language, you simply cannot lead creative teams effectively. Let's discuss the big picture difference. User-generated content, then versus user-generated content now. Back in the day when UGC simply meant scrappy customer shoutouts, the authenticity felt obvious. We then drifted into a phase that favored more produced, influencer-style clips that felt slightly different. The rise of TikTok then rapidly accelerated an entirely new visual grammar for short-form video content. Now, artificial intelligence represents yet another significant evolution in this content timeline. It hands us unprecedented speed, massive scale, and the power of easy localization for our assets. But with all that power comes a very real and present risk factor we must acknowledge. When every single brand can manufacture believable social proof with ease, believability itself becomes the true long-term differentiator. If your content feels too engineered or sterile, your target audience will simply scroll right past it without a second thought. Especially Gen Z users can smell a content piece that feels digitally faked from a mile away, to be completely honest. So where does this constantly evolving content landscape actually leave us standing today? The most effective advice I have is to use AI specifically to refine UGC. Not to outright replace it entirely. You should actively think about creating a powerful hybrid model that blends the best of both worlds. Utilize real humans for those truly critical core emotional beats within your storytelling narratives. Then deploy AI strategically for tasks like scaling content, rigorous testing, and final aesthetic polishing. The absolute best results I am seeing right now are coming directly from that intentional, thoughtful mix. This means getting a real human hook up front, then leveraging AI-assisted B-roll or quick voiceover adjustments in the middle. It even allows you to generate quick, multi-language variations to reach untapped global audiences faster. This entire approach keeps the genuine human heart of the creative piece completely intact. But it simultaneously lets you iterate and test content at a speed that was simply impossible just a few short years ago. Let me give you 3 very practical rules of thumb I always use when deciding to introduce AI into any creative asset. Rule number 1, if emotional nuance, a person's core identity or past trauma is central, you must use real humans. Never attempt to simulate true, complex empathy using a photorealistic digital avatar instead. Rule number 2, if the content is strictly factual, product demo focused, or purely explanatory, AI can be a massive efficiency win. This is especially true when you are running high-volume testing at the very top of the marketing funnel. Rule number 3, if localization is crucial and you need to test many international markets quickly, AI can generate variants fast. However, you absolutely must have a native speaker review and QC every single version for linguistic accuracy. Rule number 4, if believability is make or break for your asset, like for founder stories, always lean on real human voices. I keep repeating this simple winning formula to every team I consult with. Real creators plus strategic insight plus AI support equals future-proof storytelling. The entire objective is to let that innate human energy drive the initial connection with the audience. Then you let the artificial intelligence do what it does best: compress time, scale variations, and automate the boring, repetitive parts. Now let's have a real, frank conversation about the actual tooling that makes this possible in the market. There are a ton of incredibly cool apps on the market right now, and yes, some of the output is genuinely jaw-dropping. But tools without a foundational strategy supporting them are ultimately nothing more than expensive, distracting toys. I want to specifically highlight where a tool like Vizard fits into this modern creative ecosystem. If your main bottleneck is creating high-performing short clips from long-form videos, this is a tool that saves your sanity. It is specifically a tool that respects the creative process you are trying to uphold in your brand. Here is precisely why a tool focused on intelligent clipping matters so much for creators. Instead of manually hunting for that 1 minute that can become a viral 15 to 30-second asset, the AI analyzes the entire source video. It intelligently finds the absolute attention-grabbing moments and outputs ready-to-post cuts automatically for you. This feature alone is an enormous time saver, avoiding hours of tedious manual editing work. You save the budget of paying an editor to scrub hours of footage when you get usable assets in just minutes. Another crucial feature is the auto-schedule function that keeps your presence consistent without you lifting a finger. You set your desired publishing cadence once, and then the AI cues the output to post exactly on your schedule. For busy creators or small teams, having this level of automated consistency is absolutely everything you need. The integrated content calendar then lets you manage, tweak, and publish all your social clips from one single hub. It is the simplest way to organize a content pipeline that is actually designed to ship consistently. Contrast this with other solutions that are often fragmented, expensive, and focused too narrowly on one feature. Some tools do one amazing thing, like synthesizing voices, but then you need another tool for avatars and another for editing. You end up stitching all those different tools together and paying a separate subscription tax for every single feature. For a creator or small team, that level of unnecessary complexity absolutely kills momentum before you even start. Vizard bundles the practical workflow that creators genuinely need. Find moments, polish them, and get them out fast. It is not designed to be flashy just for the sake of flashiness. It is built to be profoundly useful in the day-to-day. Here's a small case study, not a flex, just a pattern I observe repeatedly with creator clients. I worked with one creator who recorded an hour-long interview every single week, but had no time for optimization afterward. Before using an auto-edit tool, they would often let that great content sit untouched on their hard drive for months on end. After using the tool to pull just 8 to 10 strong clips per episode, their engagement doubled in 2 months. The creator could then focus entirely on generating new ideas and nurturing their online community instead. They finally stopped spending every single evening manually chopping and formatting endless video clips. Where AI still consistently fails us, however, is in capturing subtle human nuance and genuine micro-expression. You cannot convincingly use an AI avatar for a deeply personal story about overcoming a significant mental health struggle. Nor should you ever use a cloned voice for a mother sharing her real-life experience with a child's serious illness. Those essential moments require real people, authentic tone, perfect timing, and the imperfections that build true empathy. Even high-fidelity avatars currently lack the micro-timing and tiny breaths that make speech feel genuinely lived in. So please do not force automation or synthetic content where that crucial human connection is the most important factor. Now let's cover the non-negotiable section on ethics and guardrails, which deserves your full attention. Guardrail 1. You must always, absolutely always, get explicit written consent for any usage. If you are using someone's likeness, voice, or image, you need that authorization clearly documented beforehand. Guardrail 2. Always clearly label your AI-generated content where local regulations mandate a disclosure. Do not risk getting your video removed from a platform because you simply skipped one small line in the creative brief. Guardrail 3. Absolutely never manufacture or create fake testimonials for your product or service in any way. That short-sighted approach will inevitably blow back on your brand with serious PR or regulatory issues later on. Here are some practical workflow tips I recommend to any team that is actively using AI alongside their existing UGC. Tip 1. Use AI as your powerful creative intern, but absolutely never allow it to act as your creative director. Let the AI handle the brute force heavy lifting, but always maintain a human in that final quality control review loop. Tip 2. Maintain a running creative insights log where you document what hooks, lengths, pacing, and CTAs actually work best. This ensures your AI output isn't just random guesswork, making the next iteration much smarter and more targeted. This iterative logbook is precisely where the real creative breakthroughs are going to emerge over time. Tip 3. Always start with small proof-of-concept tests using tiny budgets and rapid feedback cycles. If an AI-assisted approach shows real measurable promise, then you scale it with real creators and higher production. Let's look at a few tooling examples and how I've used them in a very practical, short-note fashion. Voice cloning tech is great for quick emergency voice fixes or creating fast multi-language demos, but handle it with care. Background replacement tools are handy for setting a mood shot or B-roll when you lack the specific location assets you need. Audio generation tools are fun for playful promos or quick campaign hooks, but less good for anything needing subtle human emotion. Vizard is the true workhorse if your main problem is turning long videos into a high volume of short, publishable clips. A few hybrid workflow examples truly shine. Start with the real creator on camera for the first 3 to 5 seconds to build trust. Then use AI to assist with the body of the content through localized captions and cutaways for efficiency. Finally, close the entire piece with the original creator delivering a clear, human call to action to seal the deal. I will never replace the role of a creative person, but creatives who ignore AI will make their own lives significantly harder. you must treat artificial intelligence as an incredibly high-powered tool that belongs in the hands of a true craftsman. Prioritize genuine human connection, commit to testing everything fast, and document every single finding you uncover. Use platforms like Vizard to actually ship your content instead of letting it collect dust on an external hard drive. That is the only sustainable way to protect that vital human spark while successfully scaling your overall content output. If you currently have a backlog of long videos and feel you have absolutely zero time to process them, start small this week. Pull just 3 clips from your longest video, schedule them to go live, and then closely watch the initial engagement data. That real-world data will tell you more about success than a year's worth of industry hot takes ever could. Keep the core of your message human, keep your overall strategy incredibly sharp, and let the tools amplify your natural creativity.